Hey everyone, it's Jenny at JC Cards. I hope you're all having a good day. Today I've got 2 cards to share with you which feature 3 different ways to use glitter. I'm actually using the Earth Sparkles by Wow today. Mine say Eco Sparkles, that's because I've got some slightly older packaging. And these are biodegradable glitters. They're made from plant-based material, so they're a little bit more environmentally friendly. And I'm going to be using several of the colours today. I am featuring masculine colour palettes for my first card that's going to be very clean and simple. And then I also have a second card that features a bit more of a sparkly, cute unicorn vibe. So for my first card, this is one of my favourite ways to use glitter. I like to use it with double-sided tape. It's super easy to do this. You can create an entire sheet of your own custom glitter cardstock using a full sheet of double-sided adhesive, or you can get tape. I use Best Creative, which comes in a variety of widths, and I have several rolls of it. I often use it for sticking down my card panels to card bases, but as you can see in a minute, it's great for using with glitter. I've used 3 different widths on my card today, and I've laid my panel down onto my craft mat, and I'm using the grid lines just to make sure that I get the strips lined up directly across the card in a straight line. And also by using a craft mat, it means I can overlap the edge of that card panel with my tape. And not only does it secure it and stop the cardstock from shifting while I create my pattern, by using that craft mat, it means I can easily peel it up and trim off the edges before I start adding my glitter. Now, the way I'm going to add my glitter is I'll peel off each strip individually because I'm going to be doing these all in different colours. By keeping that backing paper on the remaining strips while I add my glitter, it means I don't get any cross-contamination. I'm then going to use a coffee filter to catch my earth sparkles as I pour them over the top. And remember, this is not embossing powder, so we're not going to be heating it up. You literally just have to pour it on over that double-sided adhesive. It's super strong and it holds it nice and securely. I'm going for a blue-green colour palette, so from top to bottom, the colours I used were Flipper, Moray, Blue Devil, which is this one here, and then I'll use Mahi and Stingray. And if these all sound familiar, that's because they are all named after sea creatures, various fish and shrimp, and I thought that was a really cool idea for the naming conventions for these, given that they are biodegradable. After each colour, I am obviously using that coffee filter to filter the glitter back into the pot that it comes in so that I don't get any cross-contamination between colours mixing in each other's pots. And this makes for cleanup being super easy as well. And actually I do find there's less fine flyaway kind of pieces when I use this glitter compared to other glitters I've used. Now, to make sure that that glitter is on really well, I like to put it into a folded up piece of just printer paper, copy paper, fold it over and then give it a good rub with my hands, or you can also use a bone folder that just pushes that glitter into that double-sided adhesive. And I give it a little bit of a tap, you'll see very little comes off. And then you can also, if you want to, go in with your finger, rub it all over that glitter just to get any excess. But it's super strong and really solidly on there. And I'm going to keep it pretty much as clean and simple as that. For my sentiment, I'm using this little stamp market set. This is lots of little words from the stamp market, and I just love the fonts on these. I'm going to use Altenews Obsidian Pigment ink to stamp my sentiment. It's my favourite ink now for stamping nice dark sentiments. And I'm just going to stamp that directly under the last glittered line on the card panel and then adhere it directly to a £110 Dina Solar White card base, and that finishes my first card. Now for my second card, I'm going to be featuring 2 different ways to use glitter on your projects. The first one is obviously my very favourite way of using glitter, which is to mix it in with some translucent embossing paste and create your own DIY glitter paste. I've done this loads of times before in videos. I'll never get tired of it, and it works really well with the earth sparkles as well. I'm using the shrimp earth sparkles for this one, which is like a really nice pretty pale pink colour. Mixing it up on just a piece of packaging, and then I'm using this Starry Sky stencil. This is from Fawn, onto a piece of 110-pound white cardstock. I like to use sturdier cardstock when I'm using embossing paste because it's quite wet and heavy medium. And then I'm just going to smooth that DIY glitter paste all over the stencil, making sure all of those stars are coated, and then I'll lift it off and it reveals this gorgeous pattern underneath. You set it aside to dry. That embossing paste goes on white, but it does dry clear and it catches the light on all of those pretty shimmery bits of glitter inside. Now while that's drying, I'm going to use the Unicorn Picnic stamp set from Fawn. I just love this stamp set. I've had it for a few weeks, and this is the first chance I've managed to get to colour it in. And I'm stamping it down with some Copic friendly ink, and I'm going to do 2 of those clouds and then the little unicorn that's peeping out from another cloud. And then I'm going to quickly do some really basic, simple Copic colouring. I am actually putting the marker tops up in the top left corner, so you can pause the video if you want to see which colours I'm using. But I'm using 3 or 4 different shades of blue for the clouds, and then C1 and C3 for the unicorn and his body, and then I'm going to use some violet and some RV colours for his mane or her mane, I'm not sure, and then some pale pink for inside the ear and the cheek. And then I'm going to use some coordinating dies to die cut out the clouds and him. And then for my third way of adding glitter, this is probably the most traditional way we have to add glitter to our projects, which is with liquid adhesive. So you used to do this when you were a kid, I bet. But why not still do it on your card projects? And I wanted to add some glittery swirls to my cloud. So I added some liquid adhesive directly onto the cloud, and then just used my finger to kind of mush it down a bit and swirl it around, just to try and fill in that cloud a little bit, but keeping some of the swirls there. And then I sprinkled over the top some of the glitter in Stingray, which was one of the colours I'd used on the earlier card as well. Now for my sentiment, I'm using sentiment from the actual Unicorn Picnic stamp set as well. Can never have enough, stamped in the Obsidian Alter New Pigment ink. And then I'm going to heat emboss the word glitter, because this is a video featuring different ways to use glitter. I had to use this sentiment, and I'm going to heat emboss it this time using rich pale gold metallic embossing powder from Wow. And then I'm actually going to fussy cut out that with some fine tip scissors off camera. Now my embossing paste has dried, so here's a quick look at it if you want to see it. Pause the screen now, but in real life it's so pretty. I really urge you guys, if you have glitter, just to grab some of this translucent embossing paste, because it opens up such a wealth of possibilities for your stencils. And I just love experimenting with all the different types of glitter I've got in my stash. It really is pretty. And then I'm just going to scatter the clouds and the unicorn and the sentiment around with foam adhesive. The unicorn was added with a few foam squares, and then that second cloud was with a double layer. I've trimmed some small pieces of foam squares to pop behind the word glitter, and a strip behind that overarching sentiment, and then I'm going to pop the third cloud off the edge and then just trim it off. And that finishes my second card. You guys know how much I love using glitter, so it was really nice to use something that was a bit more environmentally friendly. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Here's a couple of other videos you might enjoy, and be sure to also check out Wow Embossing's own YouTube channel. This video first appeared over there, and I've linked to it in the description box below. Have a wonderful day. Bye.